Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Blender Easy, and in today's video we are going to create this abstract animation inside of Blender that is also with the help of geometry nodes. So if you're new to this channel, then please consider to subscribe this channel and also hit the bell icon to get more updates. So without wasting any much more time, let's get started. So here we are in Blender. Now as always, I don't need any of this, so simply hit A and delete each and every one. Then press Shift A, go to the mesh, and we are going to add our plane, and this plane is going to cover our entire geometry nodes. So now let's go to the geometry nodes panel. We will right click over here and we will join these areas because I don't want to see that. Okay, and let's increase this space a little bit. Now I'm going to select this and I'm going to create new geometry node, and now I don't want this plane over here. Instead of that, I need UV sphere. So hit spacebar and search for UV sphere. Okay, and bring this over here. Okay, let's bring this group output over here. Now radius, we need 8 centimeter, not centimeter but meter radius over here. Let's zoom out, and now we need another UV sphere should distribute on these points. So for that we need node called instance on points. Okay, and bring this over here, and then we will add, or you can simply select this UV sphere and you can press Shift D to duplicate it and choose radius 1 and bring this mesh to this instance. So now as you guys can see, this UV sphere is distributing on this UV sphere with the help of this instance on point node. Now let's reduce the radius a little bit because I don't want much more radius. And now we need shade smooth over here. So for that, hit spacebar and search for set shade smooth over here, which is this one, and let's bring this over here. So shading is smooth now I need to animate the transform properties of this instance, but over here if you see there is no transform properties. So for that we need to bring another transform properties specifically for this instance. So for that we are going to apply translate instances and we will bring this over here. So now we have access to this transform properties. Okay, now there should be someone to control this transform properties. So for that I'm going to bring my noise texture over here, which is this one, and let's bring this over here. And now this factor I'm going to apply this transform over here like this. Okay, let's bring this and try to bring this over here. Okay, now if I increase the scale value, as you guys can see, we are getting this kind of stuff. And if I increase this distortion, I am gonna get animation over here like that. Okay, now hit spacebar and we are going to search for math node. Okay, and we are going to bring this value over here, and right now it's add, but if I choose multiply and if I increase this value, as you guys can see, I'm gonna get this kind of stuff. Okay, so let's make this value 2 or something over here like that. It's totally up to you, the way you want to adjust, you can adjust. And let's choose this hybrid multi-fracture. Okay, so now if you see, if I increase this value, I'm gonna get different kind of stuff. Okay, so let's make this value 2.5 or something. And now if I increase this distortion, I'm gonna get this kind of animation. Similarly, each and every portion will give you some little bit different stuff. Okay, so you can play around with this option to get different results. Okay, I'm going to bring this somewhere around like this only. Okay, and now we need to create one keyframe at distort. So let's make this 0. I'm gonna go and make this start value 0 as well, and I'll go to the 0. I'll right click over here and I'm going to choose insert keyframe. Okay, and then I'll go to around 250 value, or let's make this 180, maybe not too much. I'm going to make this 180, and at this point I'm going to make this value 10. Right click and I'm going to insert keyframe. Okay, and now if I hit play, I'm gonna get this kind of animation over here like that. Okay, so this is how we will get this kind of structure like that. Now I'm going to press Shift A again and I'm going to bring another plane over here like that. And for this plane again, I'm going to add another new geometry node. Okay, like that. So it would be easy for us to create new stuffs. So again over here we need UV sphere, so hit UV sphere over here and bring that UV sphere over here. And now I'm going to increase the radius of this to 8, but if you see, it's not looks good, so let's increase this up to 10. The main point is that it should cover this entire this first plane over here, which is this one. Okay, like that. Now over here we need to convert this entire structure to lines. So for that we are going to search for mesh, sorry, mesh to curve, and bring this over here like that. Okay, now we need to apply the right now it's only line, but we cannot see those lines in render output. So for that we need to convert this curve to mesh again and bring this over here. And now we need to decide which should be the shape on this lines. So for that I'm going to choose curve circle over here, and I'm going to bring this to this profile curve. Okay, like that. So now all we need to do is that we need to adjust the radius of it somewhere around like this. Okay, but I'm not satisfied with this shape of this UV sphere. So what I can do, I'm going to bring them over here, and I'm going to hit spacebar, and I'm going to search for triangulate, and I'll bring this over here. So I'll get this kind of shapes. Then let's select this and try to bring this over here, hit spacebar, and we will type another one called split edge, and I'm going to bring this over here like that. Okay, and now if I increase this radius of it, I'll get something like this. Okay, over here, or let's hold and let's try to bring this over here. Let's see where we are getting something different or not. Okay, I think instead of this, let's delete it. We don't need that split edge. Let's hit spacebar and we will search for dual mesh. Okay, so we will get this kind of structure over here. Okay, so now if I hit play, I'm gonna get this kind of stuff. Now let's go to the layout mode, and we are gonna get this kind of geometry over here. Now press shift A, I'm going to choose mesh, and I'm going to bring one plane, and this plane is going to be the base. So press S and increase the size. Go to the front view, press G, Z, and let's bring this properly at the bottom. Okay, GZ, and try to bring this over here. Now press shift A and bring our camera over here and hit 0, then hit N, view, and let's enable camera to view and try to zoom out our camera and try to adjust the view of our camera properly like this. Okay, let's disable this, and this is going to be my camera view, and let's lock this again and hit 0 to get out of this camera view. Now press Z and choose render view. We are not getting anything because we haven't added our light yet. So over here make sure that your Eevee is on, and let's go to the top view, press Z and choose solid view over here. I'm going to press shift A, light, and I'm going to choose area light. I'll press S and I'm going to increase the size of this light somewhere around over here. Press G and bring this light over here. Press R for rotation, rotate it like this. Go to the front view, press R, rotate it like this. G, Z, bring this over here. Go to the top view, press R, and let's rotate it like this. Okay, and let's try to adjust the position. Okay, now press Z and choose render view. We are not seeing anything, so let's go to the light options, and we are going to increase the value of this light somewhere around like this, and let's bring this light over here. Now shift D and let's bring this over here, press R, and let's rotate it like this. Select both of this light and this light, shift D and bring this over here, press R for rotation, and let's rotate it like this. Hit 0, so we are gonna get something like this. Now after that, if you want, then you can increase the values of this light as well if you want. Like I'm going to increase the value of, I have already increased the value of this light. Okay, and let's try to increase the value of this light as well. Okay, let's see. No, I think this looks weird, so let's keep it as it is. Okay, let's go to the top view, let's select this, let's make this something like this, and let's try to increase the value of this, and let's hit 0. Yeah, it looks weird, so I think we need to change the value of this light only. Okay, like that, and hit 0. Okay, and now if you see, we are gonna get this kind of animation. Now after that, I'm going to select this option over here, and I'll go to the transform properties, and I can rotate it on this X, Y, and Z axis. So we are going to rotate it on Z axis. So let's create one keyframe at the start. I'll go to 180 frame, and let's make this 360. This animation is not in the form of loop over here, but it's still, I'm gonna bring this value over here like that. Let's try and hit play. we will get this kind of rotation animation like this. Okay, over here. Okay, now our entire stuff is ready, and now we are ready to apply materials to our animation. Okay, so now we will try to apply materials to it. So let's go to the geometry nodes first, and press Z and render view, so we can see over here, and hit 0 over here. So we will try to see our materials from this angle only. And for this one we need to apply material, but before that we need to apply one set material node over here. So hit spacebar and search for set material node and bring this over here. Then you can go to the material node, you can create another material, and let's call it as sphere over here. Okay, and you can choose whatever color you want. I'm going to choose somewhere around like this, and I'm going to bring this metallic value to 10, and over here I'm going to choose that sphere. Okay, like that. I'm going to select this bottom portion, and over here I have already created this black material, so simply apply that, not much more, simply apply that black material over here. You can reduce the roughness value if you want. I'm going to bring this somewhere around over here like that. And for this one over here, actually if you want, then you can apply one extra node over here. It's totally up to you whether you want to do it or not. I'm going to select this portion over here, and at this point, which is UV sphere, I don't want certain amount of geometry over here, so I'll hit spacebar and I'm going to search for delete geometry node. It should come at this point. It will obviously, from name itself, it will delete the geometry. But if you go to the selection option over here, and if you bring this over here, and if you type random, and if you bring this over here, as you guys can see, now they are selecting randomly. So if you decrease the probability, we will get something like this, and you can change this seed whenever you want. Okay, like that over here. Okay, it's totally up to you the way you want to adjust it. Okay, and now if you see over here, we are gonna get those half structure over here like this. Okay, so let's go to the geometry nodes again. Let's select this, and if you want, then you can go to the start. You can make this 0 initially, right click, insert one keyframe, go to the 180, and let's make this value 20, right click and insert keyframe. Okay, so we will get this kind of different structure over here like this. Okay, and this is gonna change it. Let's select this, and radius, let's choose 0.003 or something. Okay, not too much. Now after that, I'm going to select this, and for this one as well we need set material node, and let's bring this over here, create another material, and we are going to apply blue color. Okay, and over here as well, let's call it as blue, and let's choose that blue color over here. Let's deselect it. Okay, now let's select this, and you can go to the emission option, and over here as well you can choose blue, and you can increase the value to 10. Okay, but we are not gonna see anything over here, because for that you need to go to the render settings and enable this bloom over here like that, and then you can hit play. Okay, so now if you go to the layout mode, and if you see, we are gonna get this kind of animation over here like this. And if you want, you can select this camera, you can go to the depth of field, you can go to the depth of field option, and you can choose this f-stop to 0.2 or something like that, and you can adjust the focus distance over here somewhere around like this over here. Okay, let's make this 45 or something, 50. Okay, like that. I think this looks quite weird to me, to be honestly. Let's make this 0.02 or something. Let's make this 120. Okay, like this. Okay, somewhere around like this. Okay, over here like that. Okay, so this one is for this. Now for this one which is at the bottom over here, which base color is this one, let's hit 0 and let's go to the tab view and let's choose material preview only. And now let's press tab. I'm going to right click and choose subdivide and go to the subdivide, and we are going to name this cut somewhere around 10, or let's make this 150 like that. Right click and choose subdivide again. Okay, and press tab over here, go to the top view, press 3 or something, and I'm going to select one face only. Then I'm gonna go somewhere around select option, and I'm going to choose select random, and let's go to and decrease this value of select random over here like that. And go to the material option, create new material, and over here you can choose this blue color and choose assign, so it will assign that. So if you hit 0, we will get something like that over here like that. And then I'm gonna go over here and I'm going to press EZ, and I'm going to bring extrude it over here and hit 0. Okay, or you can delete this material from that, or you can apply this material over here like this also. But or you can choose another material over here. For example, you can choose white material as well and assign that as well, or you can choose this golden material and press tab over there as well. Okay, so it depends on you which kind of material do you want to apply over there. Okay, I'm going to stick with this. Okay, so this is for that. And if you want, then you can animate your camera as well in opposite direction. For example, let's press shift A and I'm going to add one empty plane axis. Then I'm going to select my camera, and then I'm going to select this empty, and I'm going to press Control P, and I'm going to choose object. So now this camera is parent with this empty. So if I select this empty and if I go to the transform view and if I rotate it, I can rotate my camera like that. So let's make this 0 initially. Let's create one keyframe. I can go to around 180 and I can make this minus 360 like that and create another keyframe. So if you see, I'm gonna get this animation. Along with that, I'm gonna get my camera animation over there as well.